Not surprised at all. It's who he is. It's who he is. I've always thought that he's a horrible person, and this is every bit of proof.
Motion. November 14th, Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis has officially been canceled. I know that we all speculated that it would be, and I was pretty much for sure that it would be canceled, but now we have official.
Tank is hung him up, shoes off, get the bag, put a plaque up, he done.
Former boxing champion Gervonta Tank Davis faces new abuse claims from a woman who claims to be his ex-girlfriend.
The boxing world has been left stunned after Leonard Ellerbe finally broke his silence regarding Gervonta Tank Davis's recent arrest. The shocking incident has sent ripples through the entire sport, leading to the official cancellation of the highly anticipated Jake Paul versus Tank Davis fight. What was expected to be one of the biggest crossover events in boxing this decade has now been scrapped, as legal troubles once again put Tank's career on hold.
Most Valuable Promotions, the promotion co-founded by Jake Paul and Nikisa Bedarian, posted this on social media. They posted that they were officially canceling the fight, saying Most Valuable Promotions immediately initiated an investigation. No, I had the wrong one. Okay, I'm reading this one. Most Valuable Promotions and Netflix have announced that Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis, the one I was reading was the one from late last week, originally scheduled for Friday, November 14th at the Cancellation Center in Miami, Florida, will no longer be moving forward. Quote, our team has worked closely with all parties to navigate this situation responsibly, said Nikisa Bedarian, CEO of MVP. While we will not be moving forward with this event, our plan remains for Jake Paul to headline an event on Netflix in 2025. And that is what I'm hearing as well. They want him to fight in December. That is the hope. And they're actively looking for a opponent. More on that in a moment. Details regarding a new date, location, Jake's opponent, and additional bouts will be shared as soon as they are finalized. We thank Netflix, Cancellation Center, Seminole Hard Rock and Hotel.
Leonard Ellerbe, longtime promoter, former CEO of Mayweather Promotions, and a key figure in Gervonta Davis's career, has publicly stated that the situation has gone too far. According to reports, Ellerbe made it clear that Davis's ongoing legal issues have made the Jake Paul fight not just unlikely, but completely off the table. He also warned that Davis's standing in the sport could now be in serious jeopardy. Meanwhile, several outlets report that Jake Paul's team has already made a formal offer to Ryan Garcia to step in as a replacement for Davis in the November 14th main event. Sources say Paul's promotion company, Most Valuable Promotions, has reached out to Garcia following the fallout from Davis's arrest. The proposal is believed to aim for a potential December fight date, giving Garcia time to negotiate. Although his team has reportedly flagged existing contract commitments that could complicate the agreement.
So, as of today, November 2nd, this fight is still technically scheduled for November 14th to air on Netflix, but it's basically hanging on by a thread. But the team, Jake Paul's team, have reportedly gone and contacted all the fighters, and the names that they're looking at contacting to fight as a late replacement: Ryan Garcia, Terence Crawford, Francis Ngannou, I mean, come on, we'll get into them, and Nate Diaz. So he's already fought Nate Diaz, but let's go through them one by one. I mean, Ryan Garcia, he's a similar size to Gervonta Davis. He's bigger though. Davis made him come down, didn't he? Then he beat him up. So that was Ryan Garcia. Quite a bad loss for Garcia, that was, because he was up for the fight, but Gervonta Davis beat Garcia. Garcia also isn't really big enough to be jumping in with Jake Paul, but that's a fight that potentially could happen. Garcia is a massive name. He's a big he's a social media star. He's a big public figure. Loads of followers on Instagram and social. I mean, his Instagram's over 1 million, I'm sure it is.
Rolando Romero didn't mince words after hearing that the Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis fight had been officially called off. He criticized the entire situation, saying the cancellation exposed Paul as someone more interested in creating hype than facing real competition. Romero even threw down a challenge, boldly claiming he'd slap Jake around if they ever stepped into the ring. But Romero didn't stop there. He also took aim at Ryan Garcia, accusing him of backing out of their promised rematch. According to Romero, Garcia has proven to be unreliable and fearful, violating their rematch clause. He added that boxing fans are tired of big talkers and now just want fighters who are ready to show up and prove themselves in a ring.
I want to let everybody know I'm going to slap Jake Paul across his face because, first and foremost, man, I'm tired of this YouTube boxing stuff, man. I really am. I am more tired of this YouTube boxing stuff than everyone else. than everyone else, man. Oh, let's make this happen, bro. Bro, I'll be ready in a week. I'll be ready to slap Jake Paul across the face in a week. I will slap Jake Paul across his face. But who cares? I don't care. Roll over Jake Paul 2025, bro. I knocked out another YouTuber. I knocked out. Bro. Jake Paul gets knocked.
Most Valuable Promotions, MVP, has officially addressed the situation following the event's cancellation. The company announced that fans who purchase tickets through verified outlets like Ticketmaster will automatically receive full refunds within 14 to 21 days of their original purchase. For those who bought tickets through resale or secondary platforms, MVP recommended contacting the respective vendors directly, as automatic refunds may not apply. I in the same statement, MVP reassured fans that they're committed to handling all refunds responsibly and maintaining transparency throughout the process. Meanwhile, reports from inside sources suggest that Francis Ngannou has now become the frontrunner to face Jake Paul as a potential replacement. Negotiations are reportedly moving forward, with many calling it a possible blockbuster crossover fight that could shake up the boxing world once again.
On DAZN. First off, I'll say kudos to MVP for refunding people that did buy tickets to this event and also navigating this thing with professionalism, which they did the entire way through. You got to give them credit for that. They really stayed quiet on the rumor front and just handled things as a professional company. That's all you can really ask for. Jake Paul has, in the last couple of hours, tweeted idiot, and then God has a plan always. Two things that I think are both referring to this fight. First off, calling Gervonta Davis an idiot, I assume, and then obviously, God has a plan always, referring to this thing is probably going to work itself out. Obviously, this video is dedicated to talking about future opponents for Jake and potential fight dates. I do have something that I don't know if it's misinformation or not, but I'm just going to talk about it here. This is a tweet from somebody named ATalkers5. I don't know how realistic this potentially even could be, but this is from 4 hours ago. They said two of the female bouts scheduled for Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis undercard are now scheduled.
Francis Ngannou, who shocked the world with his impressive boxing debut against Tyson Fury and later shared the ring with Anthony Joshua, remains one of the biggest global pay-per-view attractions. Jake Paul's team reportedly sees Ngannou's knockout power and worldwide appeal as the ideal formula to rescue the canceled event. However, Ngannou himself quickly dismissed those rumors. He openly stated that he has no interest in taking part in a fight that feels more like a publicity stunt than a true competition. After going toe-to-toe with elite boxers like Tyson Fury, Ngannou said that facing a YouTuber-turned-boxer such as Jake Paul would be disrespectful to his skill and legacy. His response came shortly after Paul's camp began hinting at potential talks. Addressing the speculation directly, Ngannou reminded everyone that real fighters should honor their craft and not turn combat sports into entertainment for clicks. His firm rejection highlighted both his professionalism and self-respect, earning widespread praise from fans who agreed that a matchup with Jake Paul wouldn't make sense either competitively or financially.
And he said, yeah, Jake Paul, he's fighting. And I'm like, no, bro, come on. Don't disrespect me like that. And then they even say like, they even come out after and say, and what if the number are good? He sent out some number. I'm like, it's not about the number. If it was about the number, we could have started talk. I would have tell you, I'm not just interested. It make no sense for me. It's not my what I'm looking at right now.
So there is no dollar amount. It's more the opponent. The fight makes no sense. They could offer you $100 million and you wouldn't be interested.
The fight made no sense. That's what I think. That's my my position. And though I went back, I saw,
Placement for Gervonta Davis. We had to go right to the source. What can you tell us? Is there any possibility that Francis Ngannou will step in for Gervonta Davis and fight Jake Paul?
No, there's no such of thing happening. Basically, like how can they go from like Gervonta Davis to Francis Ngannou? Like, I mean, Gervonta Davis is a fantastic boxer, but and is a one-shot knockout artists, but come on, like the weight different and everything, it make no sense. You know, the Gervonta Davis, you count, you say, okay, the size different can level up. But at this point,
Reports circulating online suggest that Jake Paul might be shifting his focus toward Floyd Mayweather Jr. as a potential replacement for his canceled fight with Gervonta Davis. Multiple sources claim that Paul's team has already reached out to Mayweather's camp to discuss the possibility of a blockbuster showdown. However, Mayweather appears uninterested, reportedly dismissing the idea by calling the matchup too easy and implying it wouldn't happen under standard fight conditions. Although no official agreement has been made, the mere rumors of such a clash have already sparked major buzz, adding even more drama to an already unpredictable boxing scene.
You see stuff like this going around, and he's not the only one. A possible replacement for Paul being Garcia. I've seen another article that said that they pitched to Mayweather. I've seen that one, and some other big names as well. And I'm pretty sure the people behind Paul got the bag because Paul draws the bag. So they can probably, if Floyd Mayweather commit to it, yeah, you get that money together because you know it's coming back in sales. You know it is. How old is Mayweather right now? It don't fucking matter. That bread is coming back. He's just a draw. The biggest, maybe, right? He might literally be the biggest boxing draw of all time, Floyd Mayweather. So I think that if this is true, that the fight is canceled, Jake.
On the Ariel Helwani show, analysts broke down how Gervonta Davis's ongoing legal battles have severely tarnished on the Ariel Helwani show. Experts analyzed how Gervonta Davis's ongoing legal issues have seriously tarnished his public image and put his boxing career in jeopardy. A new lawsuit, filed just 2 months after a previous case, was highlighted as part of a troubling pattern of behavior. Helwani and his panel noted that these repeated incidents have strained Davis's personal relationships and made major sponsors and networks hesitant to get involved. Netflix, which had planned to stream the Jake Paul versus Davis fight as its first major boxing event, is reportedly reconsidering its role to avoid controversy. With Davis's reputation taking a major hit, Jake Paul now faces mounting pressure to find a replacement opponent before the entire event falls apart that shed his public image and jeopardized his boxing career. The new lawsuit filed just 2 months after a previous case reinforces what they called a pattern of toxic behavior surrounding Davis. Helwani and his panel noted that these repeated incidents have strained Davis's personal relationships and made major sponsors and networks hesitant to work with him. Netflix, which had planned to stream the Jake Paul versus Davis fight as its first major boxing event, is reportedly reconsidering its involvement to avoid controversy. With Davis's reputation collapsing, Jake Paul is now under pressure to find a replacement opponent before the entire event falls apart.
It's an impossible spot to be in.
The only part I'd say is, like, you kind of know who this guy is ahead of time. Like, this is not exactly a shocking revelation. Like, Tank Davis is, this is not the first rodeo. But I do think it's too close to the fight to really be, messing around here. Like, you got to figure out a new solution.
And so there's been multiple reports regarding people that they've reached out to. Names like Ryan Garcia have been brought up. Terrence Crawford has been brought up. Francis Ngannou has been brought up. And Francis Ngannou spoke to TMZ today, and he did confirm that he was contacted. And the quote was, "How can they go from Gervonta Davis to Francis Ngannou? It makes no sense." He was like, quote, "We think about you to fight Jake." I'm like, what? Which Jake? Bro, come on, don't disrespect me like that.
What do you think about this whole situation? Was Jake Paul right to pull out after Gervonta Davis's arrest? Or is he just using it as a PR move? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.
There are some reports suggesting that on the now vacated November 14th date, the promotion might replace that main show with at least 2 female title bouts. Earlier promotional material already listed women's world title fights for that card, such as Alicia Baumgardner versus Layla Badwan for the super featherweight belts. While nothing is yet confirmed, the shift toward female championship bouts could signal the promoter pivoting the event around women's boxing in light of the cancellation of the Paul Davis fight. Analysts across several boxing shows argued that Jake Paul's harsh criticism of Gervonta Davis over his lawsuit was hypocritical. They emphasized that Davis's case is civil, not criminal, meaning no guilt has been proven. Commentators reminded audiences that Jake himself has faced similar misconduct accusations in the past from a former girlfriend, making his moral stance questionable. They accused Jake of using Davis's legal troubles as a PR strategy to distance himself from controversy rather than a sincere stand for ethics.
If I thought he did it twice and we forgave him for that and you got better, you seek help and etc., I can, you know what I mean, forgive him for it.
Bruh.
How you know Jake Paul didn't know that?
Jake Paul knew.
Jake Paul 100% knew.
September 19th, 2017, arrest warrant, first degree assault. September 14th, 2018, arrested in Washington, D.C. February 1st, 2020, Davis arrested on domestic assault. March 22nd, 2021, indicted on 14 counts allegedly causing a serious crash. December 27th, 2022, days before a fight, arrested and jailed in Florida, domestic battery. July 11th, 25, taken into custody following a battery charge. October 31st, 25, Davis was involved in a civil fight with his girlfriend. Shut up, Jake Paul. You knew what you was doing.
He does not get this excuse whatsoever. Also, whenever you look at what Jake Paul has done since coming into the sport of boxing, he has been a champion for women in the sport. He has also been a champion of equal fighter pay and whatnot, right? All of these different things that he's done. He's gone to Dana White directly for trying to abolish the Muhammad Ali Act that helps out fighters get. Yeah, he's gone to so many different people. He's an extremely knowledgeable person whenever it comes to the sport that he's hyper obsessed with, and turned his career from a Disney star and a YouTuber into a boxer. He knew about these issues already. Correct. He knew that this was a farcical fight in the first place. Yeah. This is a 7-weight class difference in real boxing. No, absolutely not. It should not have been a fight that was happening in the first place. But even then, after all of these things going on right now, Jake Paul to sit there and act as if you are all high and mighty. Correct. And that I don't want to give this dude a platform to earn money. You were more than happy doing it.